Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Have you ever thought that a simple pencil could do something magical? In this video, we're going to explore how to use a pencil to light up a bulb and even write on metal. This will be a fun and easy journey you can try right at home, especially if you love creativity and want to try something new. Let's get started. First, we're going to sharpen one end of the pencil to a nice, fine point. That sharpened graphite tip is what we'll be using later to actually write letters, yes, real letters, onto a piece of metal. You might be wondering, wait, write on metal? With a pencil? Well, just stay with me, because things are about to get very interesting. Alright, that's done. Now, let's move on to the other end of the pencil. First, I'm going to test which part of the blade might hit the graphite inside the pencil. I want to be extra careful here, because if I chip the lead, it could ruin the whole setup. Alright, there it is. I've found the spot. Now I'll mark it, so I know exactly where I need to cut. Once the spot is marked, I'll go ahead and remove the blade. Now, in order to carve away just the wood without damaging the delicate graphite core, here's a neat little trick. All I need to do is shorten the blade just a bit. Sounds simple, right? But trust me, it makes a big difference. To do that, I'll secure the blade firmly using a locking plier. This keeps it steady. And then I'll use a cutting machine to carefully slice off the unwanted part of the blade. Alright, it's done. Now it's time to put the blade back into place. Nice and easy, just like putting a puzzle piece where it belongs. Have you ever used tools like these before? Let me know if you enjoy working with your hands, especially when it comes to small, detailed projects like this one. Next, I'm going to mark the exact spot where the graphite, the pencil lead, will eventually poke through. This is an important step because I'll need to carve out a fairly long section of the graphite. Alright then, let's get to drilling. It's always satisfying to watch the drill go to work, isn't it? Great, it's done. Now I'll carefully remove the excess plastic that's still sticking to the pencil. We want everything to be clean and neat before moving on. Next up, let's start carving the other end of the pencil. Yes, the one we modified the blade for earlier. As I keep shaving off the outer wooden layer, the graphite will pass right through the hole, safe and sound. And done. I managed to shave off all the wood, and look, the graphite inside is still perfectly intact. I've got an electric wire right here, and the first thing I'm going to do is strip off the rubber insulation from one end, just like this. Once the copper strands are exposed, I'll split them into two sections. Then, I'll twist those two smaller sections tightly together. This will help them stay firm and hold better when attached. Now, it's time to wrap this twisted copper wire right around the graphite tip that we just carefully carved earlier. Just go around nice and tight. If you're following along at home, remember, take your time and make sure that wire is wrapped snugly. A loose connection just won't do the trick. Have you tried something similar before? Let me know in the comments. Next, I'm going to bend it back gently, just like this, forming a neat little loop. Once that's done, I'll grab some electrical tape and start wrapping it around tightly to hold everything in place. Don't be shy with the tape. Use a generous amount to make sure it stays secure and safe. By the way, I'm really curious. Where are you watching from? Do you also enjoy building or tinkering with little projects like this? For me, this is more than just a hobby. It's both my passion and my work. Drop the name of your country in the comments. and maybe I'll even translate one of my videos into your language. Let's move on to the next step. Here, I have another piece of wire along with a metal clip. First, I'll carefully remove the rubber coating from the metal clip. Next, I'll strip the rubber from one end of the wire, just like this. Make sure you twist the copper wires together to ensure a solid connection. Then, I'll fold it back over to keep everything nice and tight. Now, let me slide the wire through the rubber casing on the metal clip. This step is crucial for making sure the wire connects properly, so take your time. Now, let's connect the wire to the metal clip. There's a small groove on the clip where we'll connect the wire. Simply place the copper wire into the groove, like this, and then use the pliers to clamp it down tightly. Make sure it's nice and secure. This will help ensure a good electrical connection. Now, we just need to cover the clip with the rubber casing, and that's it. This step is simple, but important to ensure everything is insulated and safe. I prepared a piece of electrical wire connected to a lamp socket and a plug. Now, let me remove the plug. As you can see, the plug has two wires, a red one and a white one, that connect the electrical terminals to bring power to the lamp socket. On the white wire, I'm going to remove the contact terminal now. Next, I'll strip the rubber casing from the end of the white wire and twist the copper wire together. Do you remember the white wire we just connected to the metal clip earlier? Well, the other end of this white wire will be connected to the white wire we removed from the plug. Take your time and make sure everything is connected securely. I always remind myself to double check these connections. Safety first. How about you? Do you always double check your work? Or do you trust your instincts more when working on projects like this? Let me know in the comments. Twist it tightly together. Then use some tape to secure in place. It's always important to make sure that your connections are secure, especially when working with electrical components. Safety is key, right? Now, let's go back to the wire that we've connected to the pencil. The other end of this wire will be connected to the contact terminal of the plug. First, I'll strip the rubber casing off and take the copper wire inside. Then I'll insert it into the contact terminal. After that, I'll tighten the screw to secure the wire in place. Be sure to check that the wire is securely attached and that there are no loose connections. A small mistake here could lead to problems later on. Have you ever faced any issues with electrical projects? What steps do you take to ensure everything works safely? Let me know in the comments. Now, it's time to attach the light socket back on. Now, let's go ahead and screw the light bulb into the socket. Remember, when you're handling the bulb, make sure your hands are dry and be careful not to break it. Have you ever had a light bulb that just wouldn't fit? It can be a little frustrating, right? Here's the design for this idea. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a closer look and really study it. At this point, both the clamp and the pencil tip are live with electricity, so we need to be extremely careful. I'm going to try touching the pencil lead and the metal clamp together now. As you can imagine, electricity can be quite dangerous. So always be cautious when doing experiments like this. There you go. As you can see, it conducts electricity, causing the light bulb to light up. Isn't it amazing how something as simple as a pencil can power a light bulb? Have you ever tried a similar experiment at home? It's always fun to share creative ideas with others. I have a knife here, and now we're going to use heat to carve some letters onto it. Have you ever tried carving or engraving anything before? It's a fun and rewarding experience. First, we'll use the clamp to hold the knife in place, then plug the power cord into the socket. Alright, now the pencil is acting like a soldering iron. When I touch it to the metal, it will conduct electricity and generate heat. I'll use the heat from it to carve letters onto the knife. Isn't it amazing how everyday objects can be transformed into tools for creative projects? If you're enjoying this project, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments. What would you carve or engrave with this setup? Let me know. Now, you understand why I had to sharpen the pencil tip, right? That's right. It's so I can carve letters more easily. This simple step makes all the difference when you're working on a project like this. Have any of you ever tried using a pencil for something unexpected like this? Drop a comment and share your experience with me. I will explain the idea briefly. As you can see, one terminal of the light socket is directly connected to the power source, and the other terminal is connected to the metal clip. The pencil is directly connected to the power source as well.so. When you plug the plug into the socket, the clip and the pencil act like a soldering iron. When they touch each other or come into contact with a metal object, they conduct electricity and generate heat. This is why, when I touch the pencil tip to the metal clip, the light bulb lights up, and when I use the clip to clamp onto the knife blade, I can use the pencil tip to write letters on the blade. Have you ever tried something like this before? Isn't it incredible how everyday objects can turn into tools for creating something new? Now, let's take a look at the results of this idea. Isn't it fascinating how something as simple as a pencil can be used to create such a cool effect? I hope you guys are as excited as I am to see the outcome. What do you think of the results? Would you try this at home? Let me know in the comments. Since in this part we will be using heat to write, not the usual way of writing, make sure to take it slow and steady. You don't want to rush this process, so take your time and enjoy the moment. When you do things slowly and carefully, the results are always worth it, right? How about you? Do you usually take your time with tasks, or do you like to work quickly? Take your time and be meticulous, just like with anything you do. The results will definitely be worth it. Isn't it amazing how taking a little extra time can make such a big difference? It's like when you're working on a project or hobby. Patience always pays off. What about you? Do you prefer to go slow and steady, or do you like to get things done quickly? I'd love to hear how you approach tasks, so feel free to share in the comments. Have you ever thought about giving a gift to a loved one on a beautiful day with their name or a heartfelt message engraved on it by your own hands? Imagine the look on their face when they see it. How do you think they would feel in that moment? It's such a special feeling, isn't it? The thought of giving something personalized shows how much you care. Do you think your loved ones would appreciate a gift like that? I'm sure they would be incredibly happy, right? There's something so meaningful about receiving a gift that's been made with care and thought. It's not just a gift itself, but the love and effort behind it. How would you feel if you received something like that? If you agree with me, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and leave a comment below. We can connect, share ideas, and learn from each other. Don't be shy. Let's make this a fun conversation. Well, we just explored how to use a simple pencil to light up a light bulb and even write on metal. Isn't it amazing how something so simple can create such surprising results? If you found this interesting, try it out at home and share your results with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Hack and Craft, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.